मेरे छोटे छोटे बच्चे मेरे को माफ करो, मेरे बच्चों में गरीब आदमी है, मेरे छोटे छोटे बच्चे. I get a lot of Divya, I get a lot of bashing for this also. It's both positive and negative. So people are like, oh, she looks exactly like her dad, and then some people are also like, अरे she looks exactly like her dad. कुछ नया करो, कुछ नए तरीके से चेहरे बनाओ. Very naturally my eyes will widen. I have curly hair. This is my natural hair. My expressions are like him because वो naturally मेरे अंदर है, genetics है, DNA. When he says the word marriage गलती से, it's like मेरी तो सांस ही अटक जाती है. Oh, he said marriage. He's like, कितने बजे आओगी, किधर जाना है, इधर कैसे जाओगी, ड्राइवर को ले जाओ, कितने बजे, कैसे आओगी, कुछ हो गया तो कभी ऐसे मत करना. He's very, my God, he's very protective towards me. If you would like one item, one shirt pattern, he would just pick out all the colors of, like उसी में सारे अलग-अलग colors. So he would come home with like the same t-shirt in multiple colors. So it would be like, what kind of shopping is this? So if I have to go somewhere, like my friends are going somewhere, like, can I go here? Ask your mother, ask your father, ask your mother, ask your father. Dinky ticky चल रहा होता है और कुछ नहीं होता है. Eventually then I call my friends and go, sorry guys, I can't come because there's too much confusion.
So Jamie, thank you so much for making at least my life during the pandemic unforgettable. And it's not just my life that you've made unforgettable. It's a lot of people, millions of people in India and across the world. Because each time, we feel terrible, we just come to Instagram and you come to our rescue with your wit and humor. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It really makes me feel so good. It makes me feel like it's all worthwhile. That whatever I'm doing, it's so rewarding to hear such lovely comments, and also the comments that I get on my social media platforms. It feels really rewarding, and it feels like yes, I'm on the right track. And I love my job. I really love it. So I'm just happy that everybody's enjoying my work.
Yes. And as expected, our viewers need a good dose of laughter today as well, because we'll be discussing your success story. It's Father's Day, so we'll be talking about your father's contribution to your success story and many more questions that your fans want to know. So do we begin now?
Yes, let's do it.
All right, Jimmy. Let's sort of begin with how did this idea of being? Obviously, you have such a huge icon as your father, and humor comes from him. But were there ever any second thoughts about taking up comedy as your field? Yeah.
No, actually, growing up, they never even kind of gave us a hint ki chalo, this is something that you can do in life, or this is an option for you. In fact, I remember growing up, my brother was sort of the one who was more inclined towards performance and acting. So we had this mic at home. He would, wear a suit, and, he would pretend to be like my father when he used to go for his stage shows. So he used to pretend to be like daddy, mic utha liya, and then he used to remove the handkerchief, and then, paseene poch raha hai, or jokes bol raha hai. So he used to do all of this growing up, and I was always the, kind of like the sidekick, the girl dancing on the side, a little insecure, hiding in the background somewhere. Didn't want to be in the limelight because I had a whole lot of insecurities and all fears and things like that. So growing up, that was never an option for me. I think this is something that I discovered along the years as I grew older, and when I was in school and college, people started encouraging me to sing more, to participate in like dramatics and theatre. And I was like, okay, let me just give it a shot. But I didn't know if I was really good at it or not. And then when I was in college, my friends, my really close friends, they were like, you have tumhe hai wo talent, so you should come forward and do theatre and stuff. So I started experimenting, and that's when I kind of realized that yes, people are liking my work, and I started winning a lot of certificates. I won personality contests and best dramatist award ho ya kuch bhi. So I was winning all of this, and my dad was taking notice of what's going on here. हालांकि he never told me कि अच्छा ये तुम कर लेना, और he was more like कि पढ़ाई करो, get your degree, do an MBA or a master's and get your work experience. He just wanted me to kind of have a safe, secure, easygoing life and didn't want me to do so much struggle or basically just mehnat. He was like, simple life, Gio, just live it easy. because it's really difficult, working in the industry.
Right.
It's quite emotional and
Yeah.
a lot of struggles are there. So he didn't
Exactly.
want me to kind of go through that. Also, as a girl, I felt that he was very protective towards me. So I think that also kind of came from that place. As a dad, wanted to protect me.
Right. We talk about, being a star kid, but dude, it's not that easy at all, to be like in the entertainment, even though, your father is such a huge icon. Were this entire journey all about ups and downs? What was it like? How has it
Yeah,
been so far?
absolutely, absolutely. I've never had like a smooth journey, you can say. I mean, there have been times where I've done a lot of work, and there have been times where there's like complete silence. So I've been in the industry for 8 or 9 years now. 8 to 9 years now, yeah. So I've been working slowly, and it's been kind of like a slow journey for me. And it's not like because I'm a star kid and I come from a filmy background that I will get offers, or I'm getting movies dhada dhad, or people running after me and I have producers lining outside my house. Aisa nahi hai bilkul. I've had to really work hard, and I try different things. I always try to up my game, always try to challenge myself, to prove myself and to prove to people that I deserve to be here and that I need more opportunities. So yeah, I don't shy away from calling people for auditions. I don't shy away from going and talking to people and saying, hey, why don't we get together and collaborate and do something. I don't shy away. I've DM'd people on Instagram. I've called casting directors. I've gone for meetings. All by myself. So it's I think I had to kind of also get out of that little bubble that sort of people create also for you. Okay, you're a star kid, aapke liye to sab theek hai. I kind of grew up also thinking it'll be fine for me. It'll work out. Things will happen. It'll go easy. Nahi tha. I had to come out of that bubble myself. Okay, no, you have to work hard for this. You have to go after your dreams, and you will have to strive. So yeah.
And you've always maintained that it was your father, who made it even a lot more difficult for you.
He did. He was like, he literally put up his hands and he said, okay, figure it out. What do you want to do? You want to do comedy, you said, right? ठीक है, अभी क्या करो, करो चलो. This is all he said, and that's when I knew that I'll have to kind of make my own path in this field. I'll have to figure. So I've actually made calls to my juniors back then from college who were into comedy, who were doing stand-up. And the stand-up scene was very new in Mumbai, in the country itself. So I was calling my juniors from college saying, "Arey yaar, tu stand-up kar raha hai. What do I do? I want to try out." And they're like, why are you calling us?
Right. And whenever we look at you, Jamie, in fact, whenever we look at you and your father together, I mean, there is like this spitting, you are a spitting image of your father, the way you act, your body language, your expressions, the dialogue delivery, it's so much like Mr. Levers. That's a huge compliment, but tell me, how did this, ये खुद से ही आ गया that you were like, you made a conscious effort?
No, like I think I get a lot of, Divya, I get a lot of bashing for this also. It's both positive and negative. So people are like, oh, she looks exactly like her dad, and then some people are also like, अरे, she looks exactly like her dad. कुछ नया करो, कुछ नए तरीके से चेहरे बनाओ. So it's, there are positive and negatives to it, but I would say that I think any child, when they resemble their parent, it's not a big deal. But here I am, because I am in the limelight, and yes, very naturally my eyes will widen. I have curly hair. This is my natural hair. My expressions are like him because वो naturally मेरे अंदर है, genetics है, DNA. So I think it just comes it's very organic. It just comes out that way. I don't intentionally try to be like him or try to mimic or mirror his expressions. But I think that's I guess something that I picked up as a child, looking at him at home. Or I didn't even watch his movies so much, Divya, to be honest. We never watched his movies. No, very, very, not so much. In fact, कई लोग तो मुझे भी बोलते हैं, वो फिल्म में सर ने जो एक्टिंग की, हम लाइक, कौन सी फिल्म, कौन सा सीन मुझे भेजो. Yeah, so we've not even seen all of his movies. Oh God, big confusion. But so I think it just came very naturally. So when both of us come together, it's almost like a mirror image.
Exactly.
And yeah, so I never. In fact, I didn't even know how to mimic him, Divya. When I started working, somebody I was doing a TV job, and my director said, "Can you mimic Johnny G?" And I said, "Oh God, I don't know how to mimic him because on-screen image is very different from his home image, right? What he is at home. So in real life, he is kind of like a very simple, very serious person, very disciplined. So we don't see that, that side, we don't see it at home, right? So I was like, mujhe nahi aata. So there was another co-actor of mine who's a mimicry artist, Mubin Saudagar. And Mubin bhai said, Jami koi baat nahi, main tujhe sikhata hu. So I learned to mimic my father from him. I didn't know, and he taught me कि ऐसे करो और ये करो, ऐसे हिलाओ, वैसे हिलाओ, बाबा ऐसे बोलो. I had no idea, and I was picking up all these things, and that's how I learned. So yeah. So I guess I just learned while working.
While working, yes. All right, it's Father's Day today, so we've come up with these like hilarious things that we've all heard from our fathers, and we've always pretended to hate. I mean, we love them in reality, but we always pretend them to hate. That's when your father calls you by embarrassing names. Has it ever happened to you?
No, not really. No, thankfully no. I mean, because I think growing up only he's always like kind of I've always been the performer of the family. Like he's always asked me to come and sing something or beta ye, how fathers are. Beta ye dikhao, ye karke dikhao, wo gana sikha, wo karke dekho. So I've been that girl. So he would always like I think he's a person who's in the show business, right? So he's always like announced my name from it. Jami, come. Yeah, मेरी बेटी है ये वो. Very nicely he would introduce me to his friends. So yeah, no embarrassing names.
Never. So no nicknames at all. मतलब कुछ तो होगा घर में that he suddenly sort of said in front of your friends or that you never wanted to.
Nickname है Amu, which means God gift in Urdu.
Nice. Share the opinions on who you are dating. That's what fathers do, na? All of a sudden, अचानक से वो topic शुरू हो जाएगा. Beta, are you dating the right guy? Who's special?
Can I be honest? My dad and I have that kind of relation where we don't talk about all these. Very conservative. He can be. It's quite traditional, I would say.
That's
strict. So we never discuss. Even when he says the word marriage, galti se, it's like मेरी तो सांस ही अटक जाती है. Oh, he said marriage. It's like we don't talk about all this. It's usually just
But what if he ever asks you, yeah? मतलब does he ever check your phone? Does he ever check your phone like अचानक से? No, nothing.
No, but he knows all my friends. So if I mention a new name, he'll be like, कौन, कहाँ से, किधर. So he wants to know the whole how do you know that?
All right. When they share dad jokes, a lot of fathers share dad jokes only to sort of break the ice and be as loving as your mother. I mean, in your family it's different.
In my house we have mom jokes because dad jokes are very good, na. So my mom jokes are terrible. They're like, so me and dad, like whenever my mom says anything, it's like funny तो है ही नहीं, मतलब दूर तक नहीं है. So my dad and I will be like, we'll just exchange a look and go, VPJ. So my mom goes, ये क्या है? It's a very, very poor joke. It's a poor joke तो है, very poor joke. So yeah, we have mom jokes.
Okay. Safety talk from dad. बेटा बाहर मत जाना, देखो कैसे हालात हैं.
All the time. Oh my God. So it's like he's like, कितने बजे आओगी? किधर जाना है? इधर कैसे जाओगी? ड्राइवर को ले जाओ. कितने बजे कैसे आओगी? कुछ हो गया तो कभी ऐसे मत करना. He's very protective towards me. So I never had sleepovers because his idea was कि sleepover क्यों करना है जब तुम्हारे पास खुद का बेड है, खुद के बेड पे सो जाओ. दूसरों के बेड पे कहाँ जाना है आपको? फ्रेंड्स के घर पे क्यों जाना है? So this was his argument. So I could never win.
And did this not sort of irritate you कि यार थोड़ा तो freedom दे दो पापा?
Absolutely. मैंने बहुत आंसू बहाए हैं रूम में अकेले.
This reminds me of this Baldev Singh, from DDLJ. Kajol's father. He's so loving and caring, but then he's like so protective, and there's like certain rules that the family needs to follow. ऐसा ही है क्या कुछ?
ऐसा ही है. He's very I think I'm one of those, like I said, I'm very obedient type. So
yeah.
I will not fight with him and be like.
How nice. Okay, just because he doesn't have an answer, he'll tell you कि ask your mother. कोई भी चीज जो आपने पूछनी है, ask your mother.
Absolutely, tennis match चल रहा होता है. Ask your mother. Mummy says ask your father. Father says ask your mother. तो full tennis match, and full my childhood is gone like that. So eventually क्या होता है कि plan ही cancel हो जाता है. If I have to go somewhere, like my friends are going somewhere, like can I go here? Ask your mother, ask your father, ask your mother, ask your father. डिंकी टिकी चल रहा होता है और कुछ नहीं होता है. Eventually then I call my friends and go, sorry guys, I can't come because there's too much confusion at home.
Okay. Fathers also make, weird fashion choices. So जब भी, I mean, especially daughters, when they want to buy something, they usually go, why do you have to buy that outfit? I mean, you already have बहुत कपड़े हैं तुम्हारे पास.
Yeah.
Does that happen in Lever household?
My father has a thing of, so back in the day when he used to go for his outdoor schedules or shooting वगैरह, so he used to go shopping with his actor friends and all, कभी-कभी, very rarely. But every time he would, like, like in the States and all, they have these big malls and, like multiple brands. And so, what he would do is, like, if you would like one item, one shirt pattern, he would just pick out all the colors of, like, usi mein sare alag-alag colors. So he would come home with like the same t-shirt in like, multiple colors. So we used to be like, what kind of shopping is this? So then my mom was like, you're not shopping, period. So my mom started shopping and now I'm the personal shopper for the house. Yeah.